March 6, 1944, 23,000 feet over Germany. A B-17 flying fortress named Hell's Fury flew deep in enemy airspace. In the tailgun position, Staff Sergeant Michael "Mad Mike" Donovan watched 12 Messerschmitt Bf 109s form up for attack. Standard procedure said, "Retreat to your position and fire defensively." Training said, "Conserve ammunition." Common sense said, "Stay alive." Donovan had other plans. In the next 4 minutes, 12 German fighters fell. From the sky, 0 American casualties, and every bomber gunner in the 8th Air Force learned a new word: aggression. This is the story of how one tail gunner's suicidal tactic rewrote the rules of air combat, how desperation became doctrine, and how the most dangerous position on a B-17 became the deadliest weapon in the sky. Michael Donovan grew up in South Boston, where survival meant hitting first and hitting hard. His father worked the docks. His older brother boxed Golden Gloves. Mike learned early that waiting gets you hurt. Action keeps you breathing. By 17, he'd been in 32 street fights, won 28, lost 4. He started too late. When Pearl Harbor happened, Donovan enlisted in the Army Air Forces. They wanted him for ground crew. He insisted on gunnery school. The instructor said he was too aggressive, too reckless, too willing to expose himself to return fire. Donovan's response became legend at gunnery school. "Dead. Gunners don't shoot back. Live ones do." He graduated 3rd in his class, not because of accuracy, but because of speed. Donovan could acquire targets faster than anyone they trained. His secret was simple. He didn't wait for fighters to enter his firing zone. He hunted them before they got there. March 1944, Donovan transferred to the 390th Bombardment Group, Framlingham, England. His B-17 Hell's Fury already had a reputation. 3 missions, 2 near catastrophic encounters with German fighters. The previous tail gunner, Sergeant Eddie Morrison, survived but requested transfer. He told the crew chief, "That position's cursed. Next man dies there." Donovan volunteered immediately. The pilot, Captain James Whitmore, interviewed him personally. "You know the statistics?" Whitmore asked. "Tail gunner position has the highest casualty rate. 38% don't finish their tour." "Then I've got 62% odds," Donovan replied. "I'll take them." "Why?" "Because I don't wait for them to shoot me. I shoot first." Whitmore studied him, then nodded. "You're insane. You'll fit right in." Donovan's first mission, March 2, 1944. Target, ball-bearing factory at Schweinfurt. He shot down 1 Bf 109, damaged 2 more. But what caught attention wasn't his kills, it was his method. Standard tail gunner tactics involved defensive fire, wait for fighters to commit to attack runs, open fire when they entered effective range, conserve ammunition, protect the aircraft. Donovan did the opposite. He fired bursts at fighters still forming up, forced them to break formation early, wasted ammunition on targets at extreme range. His logic was simple. 1 burst at 800 yards costs 20 rounds. 1 fighter breaking attack pattern saves 10,000 ton of aircraft and 9 lives. The math worked. His second mission, March 4th, another factory target. This time Donovan experimented. When Bf 109s began their attack run from 6 Hund high, he didn't track the lead fighter. He targeted the second one, the wingman, the one not expecting return fire yet, the one flying predictable patterns to maintain formation. The wingman exploded. The lead fighter, suddenly alone, broke off immediately. The entire attack disintegrated. Donovan's crew chief, Sergeant Frank Murphy, counted the ammunition expenditure after landing. "You fired 1,600 rounds, Murphy said. "Standard load is 2,000. You used 80% of your ammo on 1 mission." "And we didn't get hit," Donovan replied. "I'll take that trade every day." But Donovan wasn't satisfied. He'd prevented attacks. He'd disrupted formations, but he hadn't maximized his effectiveness. That night in the barracks, he studied German fighter tactics, how they approached, where they positioned, what they expected. German fighters attacked bombers in coordinated waves. Standard pattern, 4 to 6 fighters in echelon formation, approaching. From stern quarter high. Lead fighter drew defensive fire. Wingman exploited the gunner's focus on the primary threat. Standard American response. Track the lead threat. Engage when certain of hits. Conserve ammunition for multiple attacks. Donovan saw the flaw. American gunners reacted. Germans dictated. The initiative belonged to the attacker. Every defensive doctrine assumed the enemy controlled timing. What if you reversed it? What if you attacked first? What if you forced the enemy to react to you? March 6, 1944. Pre-mission briefing. Target, aircraft factory at Augsburg. 800 B-17s, 12,500 German fighters expected. Intelligence predicted heavy losses. Whitmore gathered his crew. This one's going to be rough. Stay sharp. Stay alive. Donovan raised his hand. Permission to try something different, sir. Like what? Aggressive fire. I want to engage fighters. Before they commit to attack runs, force them to defend before they attack. Whitmore frowned. That burns ammunition. You'll be dry before the real fight. Or I'll prevent the real fight, Donovan said. Sir, we've been playing defense for 2 years. How's that working? 38% tail gunner casualty rate. Maybe it's time we stopped waiting to get shot. The pilot considered, then nodded. You've got one mission to prove it. If we get shredded, you're off the gun. Deal. They took off at 06:47 hours, formation assembly over East Anglia, climbed to altitude, crossed the channel, entered German airspace at 8:24. The routine felt almost mechanical until the call came at 919. Fighters 6-1 high, 12 bandits. Donovan swiveled his twin 50s, 12 Bf-109s 2,000 yards out, forming up for coordinated attack. Standard response, wait until they commit, then engage the lead fighter. Donovan did neither. He opened fire. Immediately at 2,000 yards, maximum range, low probability hits. The tracers arced through empty sky. Most missed by hundreds of feet, but the effect was immediate. The German formations scattered. Lead fighter broke right. Wingman hesitated. The attack pattern disintegrated before it started. Donovan, cease fire! Whitmore's voice crackled over the intercom. You're wasting ammunition. Negative, sir. Watch what happens next. The German fighters regrouped, but now they approached cautiously, not the aggressive diving attack pattern, hesitant, probing. The initiative had shifted. Donovan tracked the new lead fighter, waited until 1,500 yards, then opened fire again. Short, controlled bursts, not aiming to hit, aiming to intimidate. It worked. The formation broke again, but one Bf-109, the wingman on the left, maintained course, aggressive, experienced. Donovan recognized the type. Veteran pilot, wouldn't be intimidated, required different tactics. He let the fighter close. 1-400 yards, 1-300, 1-200, the range where most gunners would open sustained fire. Donovan held. The German closed further, 100 yards, 1,000. Now the fighter filled his sights. Donovan fired, not a burst, a sustained barrage. 200 rounds in 3 seconds. The concentration of fire was overwhelming. The Bf-109 tried to brake, but flew directly into the stream of tracers. The engine exploded. The aircraft disintegrated. Pieces tumbled earthward. Good kill, the radio operator's voice. Donovan just splashed one. But Donovan wasn't celebrating. He was already tracking the next target. The remaining 11 fighters had regrouped. Now they knew the tail position was dangerous. They'd adjust tactics, come from different angles, split his attention. Standard counter to aggressive defense. Donovan expected this. He'd planned for it. When the fighters split into two groups, 6 attacking from 6, 5 from 7, he didn't try to engage both. He focused everything on the 6-2 group, ignored the 7 threat completely. "Waist gunner, you've got 70, Donovan called. "I'm holding 6-0. The waist gunners, Sergeants Tommy Price and Carl Johnson, opened fire on the 7-0 group. Donovan concentrated on his sector, 6 fighters diving toward them. He picked the lead aircraft, fired, hit. The fighter exploded. The remaining 5 broke formation momentarily. Donovan immediately shifted to the new lead fighter, fired again. Another hit, another explosion. In 30 seconds, 3 Bf-109s fell. The remaining 9 fighters broke off completely, not retreating to reposition for another attack. Full retreat. Fleeing from a single tail gun position, the formation flew on. Donovan reloaded, checked his ammunition. He'd expended 1,200 rounds, 800 remaining, enough for one more. Sustained engagement or 2 brief ones. The question was whether the Germans would return. They did. 15 minutes later, this time 18 fighters, a full staffel. They'd seen what happened to the first group. They were prepared. They attacked from multiple vectors simultaneously. 6 Sun, 7 Mun, 5 Sun, 4 Sun. Overwhelming firepower from every stern quarter. Standard response. Defensive fire. Try to cover all angles. Divide attention. Survive through. Evasion and luck. Donovan chose violence. He ignored the 4 and 5 attackers. Let the waist and ball gunners handle them. He focused everything on the 6 and direct stern attack. 6 Bf-109s dove straight at Hell's Fury's tail. Donovan didn't flinch, didn't try to evade. He locked his guns on the lead fighter and opened fire at 1,200 yards, maximum effective range for his twin 50s. The closing speed between bomber and fighter was 400 knots. That gave him exactly 7 seconds before the German reached firing position. Donovan used all 7. He walked tracers directly into the lead Bf-109's flight path. The fighter couldn't evade without breaking attack formation. The pilot held course. Fatal mistake. At 800 yards, Donovan's rounds found metal. The fighter's canopy shattered. The aircraft rolled inverted and fell. 5 remaining. Now 400 yards between them and Hell's Fury. 3 seconds to impact. Donovan shifted to the next fighter. No time to track properly. Pure instinct. He fired where the target would be in 2 seconds, not where it was, where physics said it had to go. The second Bf-109 flew directly into the stream of bullets. Catastrophic damage to the engine cowling. The fighter exploded in a ball of orange flame. Debris scattered across the sky. The 3 remaining fighters broke formation immediately, not repositioning for another pass. Full defensive maneuvers, fleeing from a single gun position. Jesus Christ! Whitmore's voice crackled over the intercom. Donovan just splashed 2 more in 3 seconds. But Donovan wasn't celebrating. He was reloading his last ammunition belt. 400 rounds remaining, and the mission was only half over. They still had to reach the target, drop bombs, and fly home through the same fighter-infested airspace. The formation continued toward Augsburg. German fighters regrouped at a distance, 12 aircraft remaining from the original 18. They'd learned their lesson. Direct stern attacks cost too much. They needed different tactics. What came next surprised everyone. The German fighters didn't attack. They shadowed the bomber formation, stayed just outside gun range, waited. Whitmore recognized the pattern immediately. "They're calling in reinforcements. We're about to get hit by everything they've got." He was right. 10 minutes later, radar picked up new contacts. 36 fighters, a full grouper. 3 Staffeln of Bf-109s and FW-190s. Combined with the 12 already shadowing them, Hell's Fury faced 48 enemy fighters against a single B-17's defensive armament. Standard procedure in this situation: radio for fighter escort, tighten formation with nearby bombers, maximize overlapping defensive fire, survive through coordination. But Hell's Fury had drifted from formation during the earlier attacks. The nearest friendly bomber was 3 miles away. No P-51 escorts in range. They were alone. Donovan checked his ammunition. 380 rounds against 48 fighters. The math didn't work, unless he changed the equation. "Captain," Donovan called over the intercom. "Permission to try something." "What?" "Attack." Silence. Then Whitmore's voice, carefully controlled. "Explain." "Those fighters are forming up for coordinated assault. Give them 2 minutes and they'll hit us from every angle simultaneously. We can't defend against that, but we can disrupt it. If I engage while they're still organizing, I can force them to scatter before they're ready." "You'll be out of ammunition in 30 seconds. "Then I better make them count," Donovan said. "Sir, defensive tactics don't work when you're outnumbered 20-1. Our only chance is aggressive action while they're still vulnerable." Whitmore considered for 3 seconds, then made his decision. "Do it. If you get us killed, I'm writing your family a very angry letter." Donovan didn't waste time responding. The German formation was 2,000 yards out, still organizing. Lead elements establishing attack vectors, trailing elements moving into support positions. Perfect vulnerability. Donovan opened fire. Not short-controlled bursts, not suppressive fire. Maximum sustained barrage. He poured 200 rounds into the formation center in 8 seconds, not targeting specific aircraft, targeting the space, where coordination happened, where fighters maintained formation discipline. The effect was immediate and catastrophic. Tracers crossed through the formation's core. One Bf-109 caught fire and spiraled down. 2 others collided trying to evade. The entire formation disintegrated into chaos. 48 fighters scattered in every direction. No coordination, no attack plan, just individual aircraft trying to survive. Holy. Whitmore didn't finish. He didn't need to. Everyone saw it. One tail gunner with a suicidal attack run had just broken up the largest fighter assault any of them had witnessed. But Donovan knew the truth. He'd bought them time. Maybe 2 minutes, maybe less. The Germans would regroup. They'd be angry now, aggressive. The next attack would come fast and furious, and he had 180 rounds left. The German fighters regrouped faster than expected, 90 seconds. This time they didn't bother with coordinated tactics. They swarmed. 12 fighters dove from 6 sign simultaneously. No formation, no strategy, just overwhelming violence. Donovan picked his targets carefully. Not the closest fighters, not the most aggressive. He targeted the middle of the swarm, the psychological center where the pack's courage came from. He fired 30-round bursts into 3 consecutive aircraft. All 3 took hits. 1 exploded, 2 broke off, trailing smoke. The remaining 9 fighters continued their attack run, now within 400 yards. Cannon fire lit up the sky. 20mm rounds streaked past Hell's Fury's tail section, some connected. Metal shrieked. The aircraft shuddered, but Donovan kept firing. Target, burst, target, burst. Mechanical precision, no fear, no hesitation. Another Bf-109 fell, then another. 5 remaining. 200 yards. Point-blank range. Donovan could see the pilots' faces. Young men, determined, professional. He shot them anyway. 2 more fighters exploded. 3 left. 100 yards. The survivors broke off. Too close. Risk of collision now exceeded reward of the kill. Donovan tracked 1 last fighter. Squeezed the trigger. Nothing. The guns were dry. He'd expended all ammunition. 180 rounds in 45 seconds. 6 fighters destroyed in that engagement alone, but now he was defenseless. "I'm out," Donovan called over the intercom. "Dry on all guns." "Copy," Whitmore responded. "Damage report. Anyone hit?" The crew checked in. Ball turret took minor damage. Rudder showed stress fractures, but everyone was alive. All systems functional. Hell's Fury could still fly, could still fight, just without her tail guns. The German fighters knew it. They regrouped one final time, 27 aircraft remaining from the original 48. They'd lost 21 fighters to a single bomber, to a single gun position. The loss rate was catastrophic, unsustainable, but they had one advantage now: the tail. Position was neutralized. They attacked from directly astern, 6 or low, the one vector Donovan's empty guns couldn't cover. The one tactic when you know the enemy is defenseless. They came in tight formation, slow, methodical, no wasted shots. This was execution. Donovan watched them approach. 400 yards, 300, 200. He had no ammunition, no way to defend, but he had one weapon remaining: psychology. He traversed his guns to track the lead fighter, followed it precisely, maintained perfect targeting discipline, as if his weapons were loaded, as if he could fire at any moment. The lead German pilot saw the twin 50s tracking him, saw the barrels aligned perfectly with his cockpit. He broke formation, immediate hard right turn, pure instinct overriding knowledge. The guns might be empty, but the threat reaction was hardwired. When someone aims at you, you evade. The rest of the formation followed their leader. They broke attack pattern, not because Donovan could shoot them, because they believed he could. The psychological impact of his previous kills created a phantom threat. Empty guns became as effective as loaded ones through reputation alone. "They're breaking off." The ball turret gunner's voice cracked with relief. "They're actually breaking off." And they were. The German formation scattered, didn't regroup for another attempt. They'd lost 21 aircraft to this single bomber. The cost was too high. They disengaged completely, flew back toward their bases, left Hell's Fury alone in hostile airspace with empty tail guns.